time.
It is. I was going to say, are we going to say welcome to Vlogmas together? But no.
Okay,
right?
1,
No.
2, 3.
Welcome to Vlogmas.
Whatever. We spent, this clip's going to be, I don't know, 12 seconds long. We spent about 48 minutes trying to figure out where we wanted to film this little clip.
The lighting was weird everywhere, and also we're like, we're never going to spend this much time setting up any other clip for the rest of Vlogmas, so I don't know why we cared, but it's the first one we're saying hi to you guys in.
Because we wanted the Christmas tree in it, but then the lighting was too bright, and then it was backlit, and it looked terrible, and we were like, just forget it, I'm
not even sure this lighting's great, but we're like, we just got to send it. Anyway, we're excited to start this journey with you guys. If you are just now clicking on this, you've never watched our Vlogmas, it is where we vlog every single day for the month of December. And then, or the other thing I always like to mention is it's not Christmas videos. It's just regular everyday life vlogs every day.
Peppered with some.
Sometimes we might just be doing something Christmassy, but I think that's kind of a misconception. People think, oh, it's Christmas videos every day. I'm good. I wouldn't want to watch Christmas videos every day. No, just regular vlogs. So I hope you'll join us on this journey.
Yeah, it's usually a good time. We sometimes shampoo carpet. We sometimes make cookies. You know, we sometimes do nothing. So
sometimes we just share grocery hauls. And no, you're not. I don't mind. Anyway, love you guys. Wait, why am I signing off? All right.
Okay, see you guys later.
See you
Bye.
in a minute. Okay, Gigi was just playing We Wish You a Merry Christmas on our Echo. And I came in the room and I said, Tyler, so I'll sing the song so we don't get copyright strike. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Does anyone get that reference? I was like, what are you doing at me? I'm like, it's from Mickey's... Whichever the one is, it's like Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, or whatever it is, where the three, Huey, Dewey, and Louie have Christmas every day.
Oh, okay.
And part of it is the, ant.
Yo, the ant, who comes in and, I want my kisses.
And she always is, when they sing the song, she does, this motion. If you got that, we're soulmates, okay?
That's amazing. I feel like it's pretty rare for one of us not to get the other one's reference.
I know, so that's why I was surprised, anyway.
Very good.
I can't do it right. She's got her, duck hands and... All right, first of all, it is super cold here, but it's sunny, and I'm thankful for that because I just feel like it has been a lot of gray days in a row, And so when you see a sunny day, I'm like, I don't even care what temperature it is. I'm so glad the sun is shining. So got my big boy coat on. I'm going to get my nails done, actually. I think I'm just going to do something simple, like a French tip chrome. I've gotten that a couple times, and every time I do, I love it. Anyway, but I saw one that had a cute bow on the middle finger. So we'll see what we get into. But that's the plan. And then we actually have a busier day than we usually would. This is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And we also have a birthday party of our best friend's kiddo today. I just feel like usually this time after Thanksgiving is low key and we're busy. But honestly, we had a low key day yesterday. And sometimes multiple low-key days in a row, I'm like, all right, I need to do something. I gotta get out of the house, It's so cute. I'll show you it up close here in a sec. So I did the chrome French tip, like I said, and this is just dip powder this time. And then a little golden bow. I just thought that was so cute. I saw it on Instagram. I'm like, okay, that's pretty. Sorry, the sun's super bright. That's pretty cute. But yeah, always love this look. I just feel like it looks so clean and pretty. By the way, this is the current audiobook I'm listening to. I usually do one book that I'm reading on my Kindle and then one I'm doing an audiobook for, and this is it. It's taken me a while to get through it. Well, I guess I did. It was maybe a week ago that I started it, but I don't do a ton of long drives. I used to, and I would be able to whip through audiobooks, but the only time I really listen to it right now is in the car. So we're working through it, but it is interesting so far, but I'm kind of curious where the story is going. You know what I mean?
All right, so we usually don't talk about things that are too divisive here on this. We're pretty much, we're escapism during this time of year. Everyone's so busy. We like to do that, but I feel like I need to talk about something that is pretty polarizing, so just brace yourself here. One of the more polarizing issues in our day is that sometimes in Vlogmas, I actually make bread. Now, some people think I don't make enough bread in Vlogmas. And other people think that I make too much bread and therefore ruin the videos because I talk too much about bread. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to talk to these groups individually. So if you're somebody who thinks that I don't bake enough bread, this is for you. Everyone else, don't listen. Don't worry. I'll make plenty of bread this Vlogmas. I got you. Don't even worry about it. Okay, now if you're somebody who thinks that I bake too much bread, I'm just talking to you now. No one else. Don't worry about it. I'm going to make, like, no bread this year. Don't even worry about it. Like, it won't even be like, you'll be like, did he even bake bread this year? I can't even remember. So, anyway. Okay. Now, everyone come back together. Let's bake some bread. So Jessica bought me this book. It was either for my birthday this year in June, or maybe it was all the way back to last Christmas. I don't remember, but I just started actually reading through it because it's half like recipes, but it's called Baking School. It's half lessons and all that kind of stuff. So it's half textbook, which is really cool. So I started flipping through it, and then I'm trying to read it cover to cover. But I want to try and do some of the recipes in here. So I'm going to start at the very beginning, a very good place to start, and I'm going to start all the way back here. They have this, like, I think it's this one here, a sandwich bread, just a basic, they call it basic bread. I think you can make it into a boule or make it into a sandwich bread. You can do a couple different things. So I'm going to try this, just their very basic bread, and that's what we're going to start with. And by the end of Vlogmas, we'll have made everything in the book. But for real, though, I am going to make these at some point because, oh my gosh, these perfectly pillowy cinnamon rolls. Oh, this was apparently the recipe of the year in 2021. They sound so good. So at some point, I'm going to try and make these. It's like the third or fourth one in. So I'll get to that for sure. But oh my gosh. But anyway, this book is so cool. And even just like, this is where I've stopped. So I've officially read 27 pages of it. But already, I've already learned so much. It's so cool. Bookmark. And so may I say, for the first time in Vlogmas 2024, welcome to the cutting board. Oh, look at this. I needed exactly 624 grams. Close enough. And it's totally empty. Life is perfect, man. That's amazing. What a good start. There we go. That's better. Also, I'm watching Ernest Saves Christmas, which I don't know that I've ever seen. I remember watching some Ernest movies as a kid, but I don't remember if I ever watched this one. But the guy who plays Santa Claus, I kept listening to him like, gosh, he sounds so familiar. Why do I know? Like, he looks kind of familiar, but it's his voice that sounds so familiar. I finally figured it out. He's in an episode of The Golden Girls. That guy, he's in an episode of The Golden Girls when I think, if the one I'm remembering, I think Rose moves out. Or no, maybe that's not what it was. I can't remember the exact episode, but all I remember is him going, "You must be Tommy's boy." That's him. That's the guy. That's where I know him from. Don't mind our Halloween decoration back there.
Nothing. Yeah, we found it in like a sea of stuffed animals in one of the girls' rooms. It was from the Dollar Tree, and you know what? It's like motion activated. For $1, I was like, not bad. Anyway.
Wrong holiday.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Here, let's put our Santa Claus there. Perfect.
There we go.
I just made some eggs, and this is day one of many days of eggs because we eat them all the time. But anyway, any of you guys not like eggs? That makes me so sad for you. No. But I have been putting that Canadian bacon that we get at Costco. Here, I'll show you.
Canadian bacon.
Canadian. But you may be asking, Jessica, have you tried to make the egg muffins that you kept talking about in previous vlogs, where it's the Canadian bacon on the bottom, crack an egg on top, salt and pepper, and you bake them? No, I have not. Still have not. But how about this? I promise I will do it in the next couple days.
Ooh, all right. Because
I am curious. I mean, it's going to taste like this, but just...
I'm just tired of hearing about it.
I mean, quite frankly, I am too. I'm tired. Every time I see him, I'm like,
prove
I
it.
should make that, and then I know. So anyway, we're gonna have some of this as kind of a later brunch because it is like noon. I was also thinking we could put this on a wrap.
Ooh.
A little cheese action.
Okay, let's go.
That's all right. So we figured Tyler's finishing. He's like, I don't want to eat in front of people.
No, I'm just still eating.
I was like, people are into that, like mukbang.
I'm not though.
Anyway. We figured we'd pop in and kind of share a little bit about ourselves if you are either new to our little corner of the internet or like maybe you were just searching for new Vlogmases to watch. I'm so glad you picked ours. But just share a bit about us. And some people are just new within the past year, just generally to your channel or to my channel. So I'm Jessica. Did we say that earlier?
I don't think so. I'm Tyler.
Yeah.
Hi.
We have 2 kiddos. They're down in the basement playing. And they're actually getting along.
Ages 6 and 2.
Yes. And so 2 girls. So our hands are full. And some of you guys with like 3 or 4 kids are like, please. Either way.
Walk in the park.
Yeah, right. We have a doggy, Pinocchio, who is licking something. What are you doing, mister? Yeah, he's a beagle. He's like 9.5.
Yep, something like
Sweet
that.
boy.
Oh my gosh.
I know. He said, I'm a spring chicken. And we've both been doing YouTube for over a decade.
Yep. Actually, I just had my
15 years for
just had my 10-year anniversary. Wait, no, is it 10 year?
Congratulations.
Yeah, 15 years. You just had 10. You're like 10 or 12, right?
Why have I been thinking 15?
Because I started October. I
feel
think
like I've actually even said that. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
I think I started October of 2014.
I'd be celebrating 12 years this April. What is wrong with
me?
I jumped from 10 to 15 in my mind. Oh. It's like when someone asks you how old you are, and you're like, how old am
Jessica,
I? I'm questioning how old I am.
YouTube didn't even exist 15 years ago.
Actually, it did. I think it started in 2005.
Yeah. But yeah, so we both do all kinds of different stuff too. So like we obviously do this Vlogmas series, but then you do, a million other things.
I do lots of vlogs like this, like every week pretty much on my channel, which is my name, Jessica Braun. You'll find it. And then I do sometimes like beauty, makeup-y stuff, fashion stuff. What I'm reading. Sorry, I'm struggling over here. Anyway.
And then I do a lot of travel stuff. Travel is the thing that I enjoy doing most. That's like my main thing. And then I do random vlogs very sporadically. And then
you also own a travel agency.
I own a travel agency as well. So that's obviously kind of ties in with the travel videos and that kind of stuff too. I just literally today I'm about to go put up the last of our videos. Oh, it's a keyboard. I thought it was crying.
Screaming? No, I know.
The last of the videos from our trip to Egypt are about to go live. So you can check that out because that's going live today, which is the day we're filming this. So November 30th, right?
Yeah, we always try to explain how we film the day before you're seeing it, so we have time to edit it, etc. But it cracks us up how many people are like, wait. Like so if it's day 3, it's actually December 2nd, but we have to start filming before December 1st for day 1 because we want day 1 to be on December 1 because that's the way my brain works. Anyway.
So anyway,
you'll learn a lot more about us throughout this Vlogmas. Never fear, you'll learn all right.
Yeah, we do. Like I said, what are the main things we do? I bake some bread, and we usually do cookies, and I clean carpet and paint walls. It's very, very exciing content. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I shouldn't be our spokesperson.
No one asked you to be.
Anyway, so yeah. How about you guys? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, honestly, that would be kind of cool to have a comment section full of just. What are you like? What are you into, you know?
We talk more than enough. Let's give you a chance to talk.
Give you guys a chance.
One of the coolest things I think we ever did was 2-3 years ago. We asked people to comment what country they're from. And there were people from all over the world. And that was the coolest thing ever.
That was very cool.
So if you want to tell us where you're from, I think that's amazing.
Or if you are from like the States, let us know where. What state? Are any of you guys from Indiana? That's where we're from.
What zip code? Give us, No. I need the zip code, but not just the zip code. I need like the dash and the other 4 as well. So I need very specific.
No, please do not share that. All right, so I am wrapping, hopefully it will all fit in this gift bag, our gift for the little 1-year-old birthday boy. We're going to, so I asked my best friend, his mom, what he could use. And she was like, honestly, one of those like little crawling tunnels. I guess they used to have one and it broke and ripped in a million places. So it basically fits in there. So I found that one on Amazon. It's like rainbow. It's really cute. And then I also got one of our kids' favorite toys that they still play with to this day. I don't want to open it, but I'll pop a picture on the screen. It's like the little things you can like expand and contract and it makes noise. And I think if you like expand it all the way and do this, it makes like a whoo 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 noise. But they just play with them all of the time. And so this is like a 6-pack of them of different colors. And then also, she mentioned he would want like little shaker thingies. So there's like maracas and little like eggs. That's so cute. So, gonna wrap this. And then we're good there. I also bought a little card, for little 1-year-old. It's so exciting. I'm trying to be better about like people that I'm close to actually writing in the birthday card and like the year, because we keep some of the girls' birthday cards they get over the years, because I just figure, there are birthday cards I've seen from when I was younger that were from people that have since passed away. And it's so meaningful to have something of their own handwriting that was to me. I don't know. There's something special about that. So I try to keep those kinds of birthday cards. If you can't tell, I'm very sentimental. So, sentimental. What'd you say?
Sentimental.
Anyway, so that is what I'm up to right now. Tyler just broke into Sentimental Man from Wicked, and we have not seen the movie yet, and it's killing me. It is killing me. We need to find a sitter and like go, but yeah, I'm dying to see Wicked. We are
like I've seen it
musical theater nerds and big fans.
I feel like I've seen it though with all the advertising though.
Oh my gosh.
So much. We watched the Thanksgiving Day parade. 9 out of 10 commercials were for Wicked. And I'm like, I'm not even going to go see it anymore. I feel like I've seen it and I'm protesting now. There's too many ads.
Well, trust me, you're not protesting that hard. You're going to be going. I was like, if you didn't care to go, I would just go alone. Then I wouldn't need a babysitter. Yeah, I was like, he totally wants to go.
Okay, so I am running to work really quickly. It's a long story, but like I said a little bit ago, the final Egypt video is going live today. And it's very long story short, I accidentally deleted one of the titles that I use. And so when I exported that yesterday to upload it today, Jessica and I just watched through it last night. And that whole section, like 3 sections where I used that title, were completely blank. And so it just messed up the whole video. So I got to go to work, very quickly try and reinstall that title and then re-export it so I can go home and upload it. So going in for a few minutes, and I did everything on my work computer, and so I couldn't even do it on my laptop, and it's just is what it is. So going into work, hopefully I'm only going to be there for like 20 minutes, and then I'm going to get that video uploaded, and then we're going to the birthday party here in a little bit. I still have to bake the bread before we go too, so hopefully I have time to get everything done. We'll see.
Here she is. There you go. Here's Mr. Pinocchio boy, resting in his favorite spot. His back legs. Oh, buddy. You're in your happy place. I was just playing with him earlier. Now he says, okay, time for nap number 6 of today. So I just finished folding some laundry. I also just finished paying some tolls from like a month ago. Gosh, no longer. When we drove to Disney and back. So I just paid those tolls, which is nice. I just paid some medical bills. This is the first year we've had insurance that has an HSA account. Well, we've had it before, but it was years and years ago. Anyway, so I was just kind of making sure I had that funded somewhat so that I could pay some random medical bills that we had. So that was nice to kind of check those things off the list that have been on my list for a while. But we're getting ready to go. Felicity, we just laid her down for her nap a bit ago. And she'll usually sleep like 2 or 3 hours. Like, she is a great napper, knock on wood. But we laid her down at like 12:30, and she finally fell asleep at like 1:30, I want to say. And we have to leave like soon. So I'm like, do we just arrive late and let her sleep a little bit longer? I'm thinking that's what we do. But that's the game. It's a dangerous game we're playing, you know? Oh, don't just ignore our messy cooktop. Wow, but look at these. The whole house smells incredible, Tyler.
Quite yeasty.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. All right, so we are heading to our friend's house. We're nearly there. They live in a more metropolitan area. So we're going to go have fun there, have kind of like an early dinner, because I think they had said they were having like soup and Sammy's, which sounds awesome. And then we'll see what we get into tonight. I don't think we have any like, well, I mean, we'll be here a couple hours, but what did you just say we needed to
I need to bring in firewood.
Oh.
Big night, gotta bring in firewood.
I was like, what was the thing you needed me to remind you of? That was it.
I did neglect to mention that one of the major themes of our Vlogmas that kind of sets us apart is that we talk about how tired we are, like, all the time. So if you're into that,
found the right place.
All right, really quickly. I promise, we're not going to do a lot of bread content this year, but I just want to show you, since you followed along in this journey so far.
Ooh.
That's looking pretty good.
Store-bought.
Ooh, this
Tyler,
is a new recipe, by the way. This is the King Arthur recipe,
gosh.
obviously, but I have not tried this yet. So this is me trying it out. That's looking pretty.
Because you've made some sandwich breads, and they always tasted good, but they were never quite light and fluffy like
the texture is what I could never get right. And I had a sandwich bread that I really liked. I still have the recipe, and it's kind of been my go-to, but I don't make it a lot because I can never get it exactly the way I want it.
This feels so... Let me...
Wow,
yeah,
that
we're just like
looks great.
touching on all... Yeah, this is nice. Too bad I'm not really hungry.
I don't have to be hungry. All right, I'm going to try it. I think really the biggest difference with this one, other than ones I've made, is this one called for emulsified milk. Is that what it was called?
Like dried milk.
Dried milk?
Yeah, dried milk powder.
Dried
milk.
Dried milk. All right. Let's get a little butter up in this action here. All right. Maybe you'll taste it. It's so soft.
Boy.
I have to slice
Anytime
it.
there's pressure, you know.
Oh my gosh. That's great.
Let me try. I'll be the judge of this. I mean.
Well, found our go-to recipe. Day 1.
Wow. We're done. We solved it. We figured out healthcare.
How have I
that
never...
was 2 Superstore jokes in like 1 minute.
I have
Great
bought
job.
King Arthur flour for as long as I can remember. And I've made so many of their recipes. I cannot believe... This is literally called their basic bread. I cannot believe I've never tried this.
Do you think it was easy enough that like a beginner, like I've literally
Yes.
never
It
made
literally
bread other
said-
than like banana bread, you know?
It said
Anyone
in the
could do
book,
it.
Yeah, it said, we use this recipe to teach the basics of baking bread.
So that's exciting. I bet this recipe's online. We could probably link it. People don't want to buy the whole book, you know. That is exciting. That's so exciting.
Most of what I make is like sourdough and like big old bowls of stuff. I don't make a lot of sandwich bread. That's kind of why.
Well, the reason
this
I
is
was
so exciting
asking
for
that
us.
too is because a lot of the breads he'll do are way more complicated. I'm like, you have to really devote.
Well,
And I'm like, if this were just me doing it, it's not like
Yeah.
this, 100%. But
I'll
doing
make-
all that, I'm like, I'm just not interested.
I make a lot of focaccia.
I just like eating it.
Yeah, I make a lot of focaccia, a lot of ciabatta, a lot of stuff like that. But I don't make this kind of stuff. So this is great to have.
Also, we will talk over each other and cut each other off. I'm just gonna let you know now. That really bothers people. But what's funny is it doesn't bother either of us because we do it to each other. It's just the way we live. Like I grew up one of 6 kids, and we had to eat each other alive to like get the floor. You know what I mean? So it's just the way I've always lived.
I don't even
You
notice
just
it.
put up with it. I don't either. That's what I'm saying. But I know we do it. And anyway,
We try to be good.
it's okay, guys. We're okay.
We try to be good, especially like we have a podcast, which by the way is called the Disneyville podcast if you're interested. But I think on that, we're almost like conscientious about it. We're pretty good about it.
Well, you got a mic in front of you, and you're like thinking about it. You know what I mean? It's
But
different.
with like this style, I'm like,
Yeah. Now I'm just trying to be a butthead.
All right. Woo! That's exciting.
That is. Well, we only have 17% battery left, so we can't just yammer on and on.
Only 9 more minutes, and I think we're gonna run out of time. I don't know what is 17%.
I actually don't know. So we're filming this. We're filming a lot of clips like on our phones, but most of like today's vlog was on our little Osmo 3 thing. If you know what it is, you know what it is. It's kind of a weird camera, but it's great for vlogging.
Yeah.
But we did not charge it before today.
Yeah.
Not prepared. So it's doing all right. We'll charge it tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, also, totally side note, thinking about eating bread and butter. Did you grow up with dinner eating, like, okay, we would sit down for dinner when I was a child, and bread and butter was always on the table. Like, a bunch of slices of bread, you know, probably in the bag, but actually maybe not. My mom might have presented it on a platter.
Yeah.
And butter.
Yeah.
And so if you, like, I was a very picky eater growing up. And so I would just like do the one bite I had to of everything, and then I would just eat bread and butter.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I ate so much bread and butter growing up.
No, I don't think so. We were big into bread and butter, but I don't think it was like. I feel like my mom a lot of times would do like rolls or biscuits or something like that. Like
fancy.
Well, I mean, like the throw them in the oven and stuff, and so I think that was more often what we would do than just like bread and butter. You know?
I feel like the biscuits I grew up with most often were the kind that were like the little ones, and they don't really rise much, and that no matter what, burn on the bottom. You could pull it out at the perfect time, burnt on the bottom.
Non-stick, I'm telling you, non-stick.
Well, that was back in the 90s.
I'm just telling you.
It was the 90s. Everything was different.
There's something about biscuits that on non-stick, they almost always burn on the bottom.
My mom was not using non-stick back then. I don't even think it was...
Yeah?
Not in a baking dish. That was not as common.
In a baking dish. It wasn't like a tray.
My mom's probably watching this like, Jess, why were you... Mom, I had an awesome childhood. That's not my point. I love bread and butter.
Throwing your mom under the bus, calling my mom too fancy. My goodness.
Benita, you were way too fancy. No.
But no, I feel like it was normally like the frozen biscuits. We had those a lot, or the frozen rolls. Like those were like the go-to.
Yeah, we just had the kind of biscuits, which are still delicious. I mean, those are delicious. But my point is, it was like the 69-cent ones that are like this big and always burn off one of them. I can picture the exact cookie sheet I grew up with. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we had it from year 0 of my life to like year 18.
Yeah, I think all the ones that I can tell you, my mom probably still has almost all of them. There's one specifically that one time we had this, it was a baking stone. And it was like so well seasoned, we used it all the time. It was like the go-to baking dish in our house. One night, my dad was home by himself and decided to make a grilled cheese sandwich. And he put it on the stovetop and turned it on. And not realizing
like a griddle, like he was thinking,
And so it just cracked. And so, And I mean, you know what? I don't know that I would have even thought that it would have cracked. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's heat. But
I don't know. And it looks like a griddle, and your dad doesn't cook all the time. It's not like, you know.
Never. But But that was a sad day in our house.
Oh man, yeah. R.I.P. that dish.
Took years to get that seasoning.
Don't you feel like we talk a lot about childhood today, but don't you feel like when something that was like a part of your family like that, when it breaks or you lose it or whatever, you as a kid almost mourn it for your family. I remember a random trip every summer we would drive down to Florida. It was the best. We'd be on the beach. It was we looked forward to it all year. And my dad lost, I want to say like his glasses or his sunglasses. It was something, but it was something he'd had for years and years and years. And me and my brother Michael and my sister were all just like so distraught that my dad lost this thing that was like a part of who he was. And of course, I'm sure to him, he's like, well, this sucks, but but to us, we're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, for him, he's like, I've had these sunglasses for like 6 years. You know what I mean? Like, I've got some that are older than my kids, but to them, they're going to be like, these always had these, but I'm not attached to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they are.
Because you're like, those are the sunglasses Dad has always had.
I know, it's a part of Dad.
I remember my dad lost a hat at one point on a boat. And it was going fast and it just took off.
If you're going to lose a hat anywhere, a boat's a good place to do it.
Yeah.
Were you sad? Did you mourn it?
I was like 5 and I still remember it. So it was a big deal.
Yeah.
In my head at the time anyway.
Oh, anyway. I think a lot about childhood. We were at our friend's house and it was a really small get together, which was so nice. And anyway, but I feel like I brought up childhood things like 5 times. Like, am I okay today?
Okay.
Christmas brings it out of me, though.
Yeah.
Is it for you? You're just thinking about all the things just kind of dredge up. Good and bad, but mostly good.
Candles in my memory.
Gigi's been singing it as, can you play the Gingerbread song? I'm like, what? But she'll listen to that song. She'll ask, like, play Home Alone theme or whatever. And then I realized she was saying it's the lyric in that song where they say, feeling that gingerbread feeling, whatever. I just butchered it. But she sings gingerbread feeling.
Yeah.
So cute. That's all. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We have a lot to say. Mine's super unimportant. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, okay, so we always try and do like Christmas movies that we've never seen before. Last year, we'd never seen Miracle on 34th Street.
The old
mail.
one.
The hate mail we received of people saying, I cannot believe you've never seen this movie before.
Oh, I thought like people didn't like it.
And so we finally watched that. But this year, like I said, I started to watch Ernest Saves Christmas a little bit ago. I only got the first like half done. But
what are those
movies? Other Christmas movies?
Well, there's some new ones that came out this year that I wouldn't hate seeing. Well, one is like, I don't think it's Hallmark. I think it might be Netflix or something, but it's like very Hallmarky. But it's with, I don't know any details. Like,
who's in it?
The girl from Mean Girls. Some of you guys are shouting it at the screen right now, I'm sure. The girl from Mean Girls, Lacey Chabert. Lacey Chabert, that's right.
Cheryl Chabert.
No, it's Lacey. That would be great alliteration. Anyway,
Cheryl the Bear.
And then some other guy that I don't think I recognize, unless it's the guy from, I don't know. Anyway, it looks kind of funny. I've seen like little bits of ads, and I'm like, oh, that'd be cute, but I don't know that you would be into it. So anyway, if you've seen that movie, if you know what I'm talking about, A, put in a comment what it's called, because it's driving me crazy, and B, have you seen it? Is it any good? Would Tyler like it?
So I can pretty much tell you right off the bat that does not sound like a movie I'd want to watch.
Well, you know what surprises though?
Does the main guy turn out to be Santa Claus?
I don't know. I want to say no, but I can't say that for certain.
Pretty sure in every single one of those movies.
No, they go back to their hometown after their like high-powered job, and they work too much. And they go back to their hometown,
and then you find a guy you hate, like he's just the worst person in the world.
I mean, come on, it's
you just don't get along at all.
Foes to friends,
and then all of a sudden,
enemies to lovers. It's the classic trope. It works.
And then you find out he's Santa Claus.
And then in the end, he's Santa Claus. Yeah, yeah, but some movies in the past few years we've watched that we fell in love with more recently would be Christmas Chronicles. We ended up really liking. Good. That one surprised us. You loved the one with Will Ferrell. I need to watch that again. I only watched it once. Yeah. And then what else? Miracle on 34th Street. Four Christmases was newer to me. I think I'd seen it, and so last year we watched that, and it's just a goodie. That's a goodie.
Jingle All the Way. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's what we watched the other day.
I have never seen it. So I didn't get to watch the last like 30 minutes because we were kind of watching it, and then I went upstairs with one of the girls, and then I think you finished watching it. So I still haven't seen the whole thing through, but I'm like, there's a whole scene.
Man, Sinbad's in it. Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was such a blast.
There's a whole scene where they're going through the mall, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this was my childhood. Even like the strollers they're pushing around and like the playground in the mall. I'm like, oh man, this brings back memories.
That makes me want to watch just that part.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Because he's like chasing a little ball that he's trying to get for this toy, whatever. Anyway, but I'm like, that made me. I like that.
I liked it a lot. Let us know though if there's any other than come on guys, obviously Home Alone 1 and 2, obviously Santa Claus, obviously Christmas Vacation, but like some of those like B-sides movies that maybe people don't talk about that you love, let us know. We'll put it on our list because I'm definitely in the mood for. There's so many Christmas movies.
Yeah. Well, I usually a lot of times because it's so easy nowadays, especially I'll watch Christmas episodes of our favorite shows.
Oh yeah.
So I'll do like The Office. I swear, I never watch Frasier except when we're doing Vlogmas. I don't know what it is, but I just started watching Frasier again. So like I'll go through and do the Frasier episodes of them, of Christmas. Then like Superstore. What else?
Parks and do they do any Christmas Parks and Rec? I don't know.
Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers, obviously. The Home Improvement I started this year for Halloween. They had some fantastic Halloween episodes.
Those were good, yeah.
So I gotta look and see like what Christmas
again, it was 90s Halloween. Like they would throw a Halloween party for all the kids in their home, and the home would be, of course, like decked out in the most cheesy, wonderful 90s Halloween stuff. I never watched Home Improvement like all the way through. I just seen bits and pieces. But those episodes were incredible. It's
basically my life story because I grew up with three brothers in the 90s in the
And your
the
dad
Midwest.
Was a famous tool guy on TV.
Oh, he wasn't famous. It was local cable television.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's like
Tim,
it's like a.
We're not talking about his dad. We're talking about Tim.
Tim the Toolman Taylor. It was like a cable all access show.
Why did I think it was like? Okay, that actually does make way more sense.
Yeah, but yeah, I watched it a lot as a kid, and then a couple years ago, before Genevieve was born, I watched it all the way through, and then I just kind of picked up on it this year just to kind of watch the fall episodes.
They have Christmas episodes?
I'm sure they do. That's what I was saying. I got to look at it, see what they have. But so good.
Anyhow,
all right.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed day 1 of Vlogmas. We'll have day 2 24 hours from now.
Yeah.
It's exciting. We're getting in the groove. Like it's hard to remember to like pick up the camera.
It is. Well, and it's funny because then at the end of it, I'm like, I get to just make dinner. I don't have to film myself making dinner. This is so exciting at the very end. Because it takes a couple days to get like used to it, and then by the end of it, you're so used to it. You're like, it takes a while to get back to normal.
I know. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll subscribe, stick around for, like I said, future episodes. Also, we do have a game afoot. If you recall from last year. Oh,
yes. I was so confused.
Last year, we did a Tiny Tyler in the thumbnail. Wasn't it, Tyler? Wasn't it your face? Wasn't that it?
It might have been that picture. I think I was wearing a hat.
Yeah, it was you in a hat. So it won't be the same Tyler. Or we could do Pinocchio.
But Tiny Pinocchio doesn't sound right. Tiny Tyler.
Yeah, it does have good alliteration. I don't care. Tiny Tyler, but a different version. See if you can find it. We are going to make them harder as the days progress.
Okay.
Because sometimes they were too easy and other days they were too hard. I think we just progressively get harder. Yes, in the thumbnail. Sorry. Sorry.
Yep. Go ahead.
There we go.
In the thumbnail, we put a teeny tiny little Tyler that people have to like go through and try and find.
Yeah. So just edit my junk out, okay? You're like, nope, I'm leaving it in.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.
Love you guys. Bye.